Hi, my name is Tom Mortimer. I'm an assistant Cub Leader for the Telstar Scouts in Luxembourg. We're part of the British Scouting Overseas. I also work as a trainer for the British Scouting Overseas, and this is my 60-second Scouter.
3, 2, 1.
What is BSO?
Okay, BSO is the district, it's the British Scouting Overseas. We are comprised of several different areas. My Telstar Luxembourg is part of the Northern Europe area, and there's several different things like rest of the world. There's French and Iberia, and I forget what the other one is, but there's a few of us around the world in the British Scouting Overseas.
What part of the world would you love to visit?
My favourite place has always been Japan. I'd love to go there. I love a lot of sort of anime, geek, and technology stuff. So being able to visit Japan and just see the culture, the history, and everything behind it, and also just partake in just the general, even have a delicious bowl of ramen. I love ramen.
How is BSO different and similar to UK Scouting?
The big difference I find is that because we are spread over such a large area, when it comes to things like our more network events or our district events, we have to be meeting up with people. For example, we've got groups in Belgium, Luxembourg, even going over across the Netherlands as well. So we are spread over a larger area, which makes it a little bit more difficult sometimes to meet up or do stuff on the district level. We still do manage, but it's a bit more logistical nightmare. But on the other side of things, things that are still similar. We still keep to the same British Scouting values, following the methods and all the usual stuff as from the Scouting point of view.
What got you into Scouting?
I've been a Scout since 6 years old, so quite a long time. I was a Beaver all the way up through to Scouts, Explorers and so on. But it's basically been a family tradition, and I'm one of those ones who's been there all the time and gone all the way through.
Your favourite outdoor activity?
Favorite outdoor activity? Oh, that's a good one. I do enjoy doing a lot of backwards cooking, but my favorite one and the one I like to teach is map reading and generally taking bearings and compasses.
What is your hobby away from Scouting?
My hobby away from Scouting, I've got a few. I play a lot of board games. Those are fantastic fun. Video games, and I also like to play the piano as well.
What is your favourite campfire song?
Mine would have to be Little Rabbit Through Through. The newest one I've learned recently because of the Scouts here is, I don't know, I never knew back in Leicester where I'm originally from. It's 3 chocolate eclairs. 3 chocolate eclairs. 3 chocolate eclairs. I think it's like you eat one up, nom 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 nom, and then you keep going through till you get down to 0 chocolate eclairs, and then of course.
What keeps you positive?
Generally, I always am quite positive. So being sort of outdoors and just exploring outdoors is always a fantastic thing. And being with friends and speaking with friends, which I always find Scouting, being involved with other people really brings out and helps keep you positive.
What's your favourite memory of Scouting then?
Scouting has always been a thing which allowed me to explore different and new activities. So one of my favourite ones was when we were up in the Peak District and we were doing caving, and just being able to go down through the different caves and crawl through the little holes. And of course, as a kid, everything was fine. But if I was to do it now as an adult, I'm pretty sure I'd be terrified I'd get stuck. But just being able to experience that was fantastic fun.
What's 3 items that you take on a desert island?
I would have to say I need something to keep myself entertained, so some kind of book would be fantastic. Then I'm going to need some kind of tool, be able to make sort of wood, firewood, some kind of wood, and also some kind of food with me as well. So book, food, and fuel for fire, I should be pretty sorted.
Best memory of 2020?
Yeah, that is a difficult one with good old COVID and all that fun stuff. My best memory of 2020 was actually the restrictions started to lighten a little bit here. We were able to sort of go out and still meet up with people, and we arranged with friends to go out and have a picnic in a park, and just being out there with friends and family and the kids all just sort of running around and just have a picnic. It was great fun. So just being able to be outdoors and with people was great.
What is the best knot you know?
The best knot I know, well, there's always the classic, the reef knot, the clothes hitch. But I'm always, my knots are not particularly great, so I'll probably have to just stick with the reef knot for now.
What is your favourite book?
Oh, you've stumped me now. Okay, I would have to say my favourite book, it's a bit of an unusual one. It's one called Mogweld, and it's by a guy called Yahtzee Crosshaw. So It's about a fantasy book about a zombie who's brought back from the dead and has to serve his master. But the thing is, he doesn't want to or doesn't care to. So it's all sort of a comedy of errors kind of thing. It's quite good fun.
What are 3 words to describe scouting?
I always find the fact is that it's fun, that we're sort of teamwork because we're working together, and just being outdoors as well. I think those are the 3 things that really bring scouting out.
What meal best represents you?
I would have to say, and it's one of my meals I used to do back when I was a student. It's called a sausage hash with a side of baked beans. And it literally is a case of you take mashed potatoes, sausage chopped up in a frying pan, and you're cooking it on both sides. You get a nice crispy crust around the mashed potato, and you serve it with a side of baked beans. And I think that really best describes, because it's just got a nice bit of spice, bit of taste, different sort of things to eat. And it's also something you can actually do on scout camp if you really want to.
You getting that back in the scouting.
Trying to. You always got to plug it when you can.
That is very true. Well, that's it for your questions. So there we are. So one too
Right,
bad.
I'll see you later then.